afternoon, good evening, it's Diana. How's it going? What was Frosty's unusual units of measurement? What are super feet? Now I'm curious, what the heck are super feet? Good evening, Zon. Super feet. Well, apparently they are also an insole brand, but that's not what we that's not what we want. Superfoot? The superficial foot or superfoot? It's short for superficial foot. Oh god, it's for measuring wood. The superficial foot or superfoot is the most commonly used unit of measurement of sontier. One superfoot is defined as the volume of timber in a board 12-inch wide, 1-inch thick, and 12 inches long. What? That is... Huh. A superfoot is 2.37 liters. Okay. Oh. So I guess the more common name for it is boardfoot, which makes sense. Unit of measurement for the volume of lumber in the United States and Canada. Boardfoot can be abbreviated as FBM, BDFT, or BT. Until the 1970s, in Australia and New Zealand, the terms superfoot and superficial foot were used with the same meaning. Ah, I see. Of course it's a Canada thing. We got bagged milk, and so of course we've got superficial wood. Or superficial foot. I like the hammock of cake. Hammock of cake. Ah, Family Guy. Those silly little Canadians and their bagged milk, yeah. God. There have been articles trying to figure out exactly how and why bagged milk became a thing, because we do have it in cartons as well. The milk jugs, not so much. I think the prevailing theory is because back in the 1960s, I think it was, Canada switched measurement systems. And so rather than, having to remake all of these plastic, like hard plastic jugs to fit the new, unit of measurement, it was cheaper to use soft plastic bags. And then it just stuck around. Apparently that's what it was. And I mean, I will say this. Bagged milk does take up a lot less space in the fridge than cartons, because we have just like a little holder that we put the bagged milk in to keep it standing up, so it's like, And then this way, the extra bags, they can be stacked. So, takes up less real estate overall. So, I don't know. I don't mind them. I like them. And hang it to the side with sticky tape? Not really. Not really. Yeah, it sounds like a very bad idea. Because each bag of milk is a liter. Well, I mean, it's a good, like, pound-ish. So, I don't think it would actually, you know, stay on the fridge. The only dropping a bag of milk would be game over. If it's opened, yeah, but I mean, we basically put it in like a jug, basically. Like, if you look it up, like, think the ye old classic glass pitchers, except it's plastic and it's shaped perfectly so the bag fits in it. And what you do once you put the bag of milk in the container is you can shake it side to side, or like the common thing to do is like hit the bottom, or like, you know, tap it on the counter, and that makes it shift around, and so it basically fills up the container. So the bag, even if you like turn it upside down, as long as it's not open yet, the milk's not gonna escape. Like, the bag won't slide out unless you really try and force it out. Like, there are, once in a blue moon, like, the bag of milk has a leak, and so you have to take it out of the container to put it in, like, you know, a jar or something like that. The suction works incredibly well. Like, you are fighting for your life trying to get this bag of milk out of the container. So, but if it's like still sealed and you drop the bag of milk on the floor, it's like a water balloon. It's not gonna pop. It's just like a plop plop onto the ground, and you just pick it back up. Yeah, the bags occasionally having a leak is the only time the bagged milk is really awful. Because of course, unless you're really lucky, you don't catch it right away. And then, like, you open the fridge and, you know, there's milk everywhere. Because, the milk jug containers have a little hole at the bottom. Like, it's not big enough for, like, technically anything to pour out of or anything like that. I think it's there to help with this air pressure seal. But of course, that means if the bag's leaking, you're gonna have, like, a slow leak coming out of the hole. So yeah, it's not fun, because of course you gotta clean the whole fridge, because the milk will spoil in your fridge when it's exposed. And then it's like, okay, great, I guess the milk is going into this mason jar now. So what else am I gonna do with it? The worst is one time I had grocery delivery and it was already leaking. Like, it wasn't even that I got to put the milk bag in the container and then we found out it was leaking. It's like I opened up to, like, the bigger bag, because bagged milk comes in like a set of 3, so it's like, you know, it's a Matryoshka doll. There's like bagged milk inside of a bigger bag. And there was already milk inside of that bag, and I was like, did the person buying this not realize that the milk was already leaking? Like, the bag was wet already, and I'm like, this seems like someone realized it was leaking when they got to my building, and they were like, well, it's not my problem anymore. Hilarious. Yes, please. Okay. I will keep that in mind. So-and-so has redeemed 2,000 milk points! Or 2,000 bags of milk! Damn, that's a lot of milk. What time? 7:30? Okay. We've just been jawsing and yapping, but that ended up working out because I haven't been able to mention it yet because we just started chatting about whatever. I forgot to start the rice cooker, so the dinner has not happened. I came out of my room at like 6:30, looked at the rice cooker, and I'm like, wait, does it still have 14 minutes left? No, that was the time. That was the time on it. I did not push the start button, so the rice is still cooking. It should be almost done, though. It takes like about an hour, so. Around like closer to 8, I'll just like run and scoop myself some rice to go with the rest of dinner, and then Bob's your uncle. I was like, God damn it. I was like, why am I like this? The planets were in alignment recently. The energy of the universe is weird. We're all discombobulated. Oh, 342,054 bags of milk. Damn. That's not even a grocery store at that point. That's the whole dairy farm. At that point, I would say milk for life, but it wouldn't last that long. Probably not, no, I mean, No, I don't even think if you, like, kept it, like, if you kept it as raw milk and you kept it refrigerated? Not sure, because, yeah, if they boil, the pasteurization works because you boil milk and then it keeps longer and it's less, it's less likely to cause bacterial issues in people. But if you boil milk that's already been boiled, it doesn't, like, you know, reset the freshness. It'll actually spoil faster, so. Pasteurization is a one-time thing. You gotta do it right the first time, or, like, otherwise, like, Yeah, I learned that recently because there was a post going around, shaming some TikTok influencers because, like, there are some people starting to push raw milk. It's like, oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. I've tried raw milk before, because what was it? In other parts of the world, they don't pasteurize their milk. So, like, if you go on vacation to, like, say, Mexico, the milk will be raw milk. I tried it. It ain't great. The fat is just incredible. It's like drinking melted ice cream. It's not great. Doesn't even taste like what we consider to be milk either, so. Even frozen, you need a lot of freezers. Yeah, you would need to turn them all into, like, big jugs of ice cream to be able to, like, keep that much milk. Now there's a science experiment. It's like, how many bags of milk are in a carton of ice cream? Google's like, why are you asking me this? Oh no! Oh, the chunky milk, no! Oh, my condolences. The worst is with old yogurt, because, you know, old yogurt is already curdled, and it's just kind of like, it's like, is it? Has it gone bad, or is this how it was always supposed to be? I have that happen, especially since I keep, like, a bottle of yogurt drink in the fridge to, like, use as, like, a base when I'm making smoothies. So sometimes I'm like, this looks a little thicker than I was expecting. What's happening here? Oh, there's the rice cooker. Good timing. I was just getting the game open. For whatever reason, I had to, like, click the icon 3 times for it to work. They were stalling for time for me. Very nice. Okay. Give me 1 sec, then I'm gonna go scoop myself some rice to go with my food, and then we will keep cooking. We will keep cooking and solve these mysteries. So 1 second, thank you. Wow, there we go. That was good timing. I was not actually trying to do a mini Zatsudan to stall for time. It just coincidentally worked out that I started yapping because I really wanted to know what Superfeed was. Surprise! It is not related to that, what is it, Happy Feet? The Dancing Penguin movie from, like, ages ago. Yapping solves all problems. It does. It does. It's one of those things in hindsight where I was like, before I start streaming, I'm like, will I be okay as a streamer? What if I like struggle for stuff to say and it's like, oh no, I've got lots of stuff to say. Sometimes it's just a matter of, like, it's almost like decision paralysis. It's like, there is so much I could say, but what should I say? And therefore, I say nothing. Me, worried about not being able to yap enough as a streamer? Me, the person that was told her entire life, including up until, like, still to this day, Iduna, like my parents will tell me, Diana, stop talking, eat your food, we want to go. It's like, no! You're a captive audience, you need to listen to my opinions and how my day went. could tell I was the more shy youngest child by how, like, if I get people paying attention to me, I'm like, oh, it's like both. I don't want to be noticed, and also, thank God someone noticed me. I need to soak this up the entire time. Always see things throughout the day, and then it's like, oh, I can't remember to mention this, and then I forgot. I understand. One of the notes, one of the tips for streaming is actually to take notes, and like that's what I did when I first started. I think I've talked about this before. When I was first starting out and I was worried about when I was like struggling to like keep conversations going or like, you know, pick up a new thread to talk about once something ended, I started keeping notes, and also because I had just asked Iduna and her partner, who are they're very extroverted. I'm like, what are some good conversation topics? Like just some general stuff you think it would be good for me to talk about. Like, it's not gonna be like, you know, my go-to, but it's like, this is like, so this way, you know, just when I can't think of anything to say, I don't feel panicked. I could just look at this and go like, oh, I haven't talked about this in a while. And that turned out to actually be a strategy that like some streamers recommend. It's like, yeah, take notes throughout the day of like stuff that you think would make good stories. Learn how to make different connections. Learn how to segue. And I'm like, cool. Something I end up mentioning a majority of the time. Ah, yes, excellent. Oh god, related, because you had talked about this on stream before. Girls Band Cry is making me cry. Girls Band Cry, the sleeper hit no one noticed, and it is so dumb that Toei didn't officially release it in North America. There's a like quote-unquote official English translation now, but it was released for like Indonesia, and so people are just like ripping it off there now. Toei Animation making bad decisions? Now there's a shock. Shocking absolutely no one. Yeah, even without having like reliable subtitles or like, you know, even subtitles I trust, because that's the thing. Fan subbers are amateurs, so sometimes they lie. Sometimes, you know, sometimes like they're not actually being accurate. Like they're translating Chinese to like it was like Japanese got translated to Chinese subtitles, and then like the subgroup is taking the Chinese subtitles and turning it into English, so sometimes things don't actually translate properly. But yeah, even without that, just seeing the different threads and analysis stuff people have been making, I'm like, oh, this is great. The other one I need to actually catch up with, like I have it on my list and I've just been really bad about watching anime this season, was oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night. That's also a really good one. There's so much like Yuri girl band stuff this season, and I'm just like, why did this have to be the busy season for me? I want to watch. I need to like set aside time. And I don't know, sometimes it's like having to schedule your shows makes it less fun to watch. The limited availability is hurting the exposure? Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. The jellyfish one is new? Oh, yeah, so it's like the concept is actually close to some of the plots in Pro Sekai. Because basically, a former idol, so it's like a 4-person group getting together to basically make music videos and stuff online. So, you know, there's a lyricist, there's an artist for the music videos, there's a former idol who's doing like the vocals, that kind of stuff. The airing ends in 2 weeks. Yeah, oh god. There's between Sound Euphonium, Girls Band Cry, and Jellyfish, they all had like a very dramatic episode 9 or 10 recently, and I'm like, I'm in shambles here. Like, I have been emotionally compromised. Is this for real? Yes, Sigma, it's for real!
We've only got 4 minutes until the chromatic doors open!
I'm missing my anime! Then. Oh yeah, and there's a bomb under the bench. For anyone who missed the end of yesterday's stream, we started a new path after getting a couple endings, and there was a bomb under the desk. There's like an antimatter bomb.
This bomb thing is gonna have to wait until later.
Yeah, thanks, fine. And that's why the stream's called What's a Matter Baby, because they spent this whole time explaining to Quark what antimatter is, and somehow it ended up in like using the men and women analogy, and Quark's like, oh, so like when men and women meet, they have a baby. So it's like, that's a what's a matter, baby? Got a handful of movies and Blu-rays. Ooh, very nice. Alright, off we go, everybody. That's the only part you caught. It's the most significant part, I would say. Let's see. We got Clover's ending, which ended with, we found out Clover is basically a secret agent. Like, the government is using espers to try and find this terrorist organization. So both Snake, Clover, and all the kids from the very first Nonary game are a part of it. So Lotus's daughters are probably part of that as well, and maybe we'll see them at the end, who knows.
Chromatic doors.
And then that path ended with everyone getting infected with Radical 6. But like, we don't know they were all affected with Radical 6. It's just all of a sudden Sigma goes into the infirmary and he finds just a pile of bodies and a single scalpel between them. So like, you can infer they all like lost their minds and self-terminated, or it was all like murder-suicides. And then so Sigma slits his own throat, and that was the end of that. And then we went back to another branch that we weren't able to finish before, because through Clover's path we found out the injection gun that Clover found had the antidote to the drug that's in the bracelets that will kill us. So we went back to save Phi and K. And it turned out, you know, like Phi had found the key to his suit of armor, so we pull off the suit of armor, and it turns out K could pass for Sigma's twin. He's got his face. So, and then Sigma dies because there was only one round of the antidote. There was only one shot, and he gave it to Phi. So K and Sigma still died. So, and yeah, that's where we left off last time. Now we've got to deal with the bomb.
5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
The doors have opened.
We need to figure out who's going where and fast.
So our options this time are, Phi, take it away.
We don't have time to wait for you to figure it out.
Sorry.
Just pay attention.
Okay.
I'm only gonna say this once.
Alright. Phi laid out our options. Option A. Lunar and I, Yellow, pair up with Clover to open the green door. Tenyoji and Dio pair up with Alice to open the red door. Kay and Quark pair up with Phi to open the blue door. Option B. Luna and I pair up with Phi to open the red door. Tenmyoji and Dio pair up with Clover to open the blue door. Kay and Quark pair up with Alice to open the green door. Option C. Luna and I pair up with Alice to open the blue door. Tenmyoji and Dio pair up with Phi to open the green door. Kay and Quark pair up with Clover to open the red door.
3 minutes.
Alright, and usually there's like an option where someone's like, hell no, I'm not going with so-and-so. Okay, how are we going to do this?
Need a system here, or we'll never have time to argue it out. Why don't we let the people who are at the most disadvantage right now decide?
The most what?
The people who only have one BP.
Hi, Drakon! How is everyone? I'm good. I hope you're doing well also. We've got about half the endings in this game, so I decided, you know what? Let's play it a couple more times this week to get us kind of closer to wrapping up, because so many games are coming out in the next few weeks, so this way it'll free up the schedule a little bit. I'm trying to get better at having less ongoing series, so here we go.
No way. I refuse.
Well then, what would you suggest?
We'll be fair and take a vote.
A vote? So we all just, raise our hands for the option we want? Alice, you suck this path.
Exactly. So which one do you want, Alice? Option C. I want to go with Sigma and Luna.
What? Why? Tough. Pick something else.
My. Looks like you're not so fond of me anymore.
I was never fond of you. You betrayed us right at the very beginning.
Do you agree with him, Luna?
I'll just let Sigma decide.
Ah!
Fine.
I'd like option C too. Clover and I were a pair for the first round, so I feel that I can trust her. What about you, Quark?
That's fine with me.
So that's 3 votes for option C, counting mine.
Oh my god.
How about the rest of you? I'd like to pair up with Sigma and Luna too.
So option B then. I'd like to go with Phi. You good with that, Luna?
Sure. I really don't mind.
Then we've got 3 votes for option B.
I'd like to go with option A.
Get contrarian. You want to pair up with Alice? You're a strange duck.
How about you, Tenmyoji?
I don't mind going with option A.
So we've got a freaking tie.
Until chromatic doors close.
So 2 votes for A and 3 votes for B and C. If Clover's vote doesn't decide this thing, we're gonna have to figure something else out.
Which one do you want, Clover?
I want to go with option C. Mark
Bitch!
chose Ally in the first round, and I was with Kay in the first round.
Then that's what we're doing.
I do not trust you, Alice! Option C had won 4 votes. We were almost out of time, and I did exactly have a convincing argument. I was going to have to go with the majority.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
I mean, it's not even the fact that Alice picked Betrayal. It's that she called us stupid for not picking Betray. That's where I draw the line. When you start insulting someone's intelligence, you lose all respect.
9, 8, 7.
The doors are closing. Let's go!
Come on, Luna. Hurry up. We gotta get to the blue door.
Right.
Alice, Luna, and I dashed towards the blue door. I looked over my shoulder in time to see the others disappearing into their doors. Clover, Quark, and Kay had ended up with the red door. Phi, Dio, and Tenmyoji had gone to the green door.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors Closing.
Well, the plus side of this arrangement is Phi won't let Dio get away with shit, so... At least Dio probably won't be stealing any imported evidence this time. Oh god, the garden. Frick. I know what's coming. I saw a spoiler for this when I was looking for images for thumbnails. Nothing bad, just Sigma being gross. Well, I guess that is technically bad. Huh, there's 3 doors here.
It looks like they're all locked, though.
Does that mean this is just a dead end?
Well, there's a weird lever thing over here.
Try pulling it.
How about you try pulling it?
Hey, what's with all this hostility?
He's surprisingly good at that. Yeah. You get Sigma was the prototype for Date. Except somehow Date ends up being extremely likable despite him being gross half the time. He's a very well-written character. Sigma's just like... I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't really do Sigma any favors.
Are you still mad about the last AB game?
Of course I am!
Please don't fight. We need to work together, or we're really going to be in trouble.
Date just owns it, Sigma carries shame? You know what? That is a good way to look at it, too. There's also the fact that you can tell Date is extremely intelligent. This is just like almost a weird quirk of his. Sigma, even though he's like working on his PhD or whatever, he comes across as like kind of being an idiot sometimes. The ridiculous context of Isomnium helps. Probably that as well. The same levels of silly comedy? Yeah. That's a good point. So as Date's dirty moments seem to just kind of fit in, with everything here, Sigma's comments feel wildly inappropriate because it's such a serious setting all the time.
Please?
And I'd argue, I mean, Date has definitely made some gross comments, but for the most part, it's him hitting on... He's like flirting versus like, you know, just outright being like gross and objectifying people.
Very well. I'll pull the lever then. Is that okay?
Yeah, go right ahead. See if I care.
Oh boy. Oh, Luna, I feel bad for you in this situation. No one should have to be peacemaker for a bunch of adults. One of the doors open.
But only one. I wonder how you open the other ones.
Who cares? We should get moving.
All right, Alice. Well, at least we can grow food here. What is this place? Don't tell me we somehow managed to get outside.
I doubt it. Look up. There's a ceiling up there.
Oh, yeah, I remember the door said bee garden or something. You love the music? It is very soothing. What's a bee garden?
It probably stands for something. Maybe beautiful?
Botanical?
This feels like a whole other little world.
Because aren't botanical gardens supposed to be indoor gardens, like under a dome. Isn't that the definition? Like an oasis in the middle of all this
I
metal.
feel kind of weird saying this, considering where we are, but this place feels so liberating. All of this green. It's wonderful.
Power of nature!
It's huge, though. We'll wear ourselves ragged trying to search the whole thing.
This must be the exit. Well, so much for this being easy. It's locked.
We should split up and look around.
Agreed.
Well, let's get to it then. Can go for a little walkie. We're going for some engagement. We're going to have to cross the water to get over there. Please be careful. If you slip, you could fall into the stream. I don't know. We could all probably use a bath. There are 3 red buttons on the panel. I pushed them, but nothing happened. Do you think they're broken? Maybe you just need to press them in a specific order. Are we gonna brute force this? This is a... Speaking of Isomnium, Mizuki, I miss you. I miss you, my girl. Lately, I've had the urge to replay Somnium 1 again. Because the characters were just so great. Look, there's something next to my foot. Bronze key. And we've got a shovel. Well, if the that would be pretty fun. Yeah. Well, if the argument escalates with Alice, at least we have a weapon now. Look, Luna, it's Sigma's house. What? Is that true, Sigma? Is this shed your house? What the hell? Alice, that was uncalled for. I think there's something here, but I can't really tell. You can't tell what it's a mushroom? A red spotted mushroom. I think I'll try digging here. Oh. Box with a silver lid, okay. I was just like, let's check the mushroom. There's a circular indentation in this panel. And there are 2 fan-shaped holes inside it. Look carefully. Those fans are connected. It looks like a butterfly. Alright, so some kind of key. Oh, so all the things we can dig under to find. Okay, a bird's eye view of the garden. It's kind of like a map. What's that on the right? It looks like a box. I think it's a treasure chest? It's connected to the drawing above, see? Alright, so we need to find the moss? I guess that's probably it. It's just a flower pot. There's nothing special at all about it. Wait! Don't people usually hide their house keys under a flower pot or in the mailbox? They do? Just trust me. I'm sure there's something under there. Yeah! Go Luna! Oh my god, there's a fallen pepper. There are some vines with cucumbers growing on them hanging off of the frame. cool. Some leaves sprouting out of the ground. They look like onions. Spring onions! Chives! Someone was growing tomato vines on these stakes. Each vine has several red tomatoes. Hey, it's a paprika! No, that's a pepper. Probably a bell pepper. Paprika is what you call the spice you make from them. Oh, that I didn't know about paprika. Oh, huh. Why is it split in half? I'm not sure. Yellow coin. I hate peppers, so this is fine. Nothing of significance was lost here today. Metal detector? Tui Ego Iris? This is... It looks like a tombstone. So the people buried here are Mr. Tui and Mrs. Ego Iris? What? Well, that's what it says. Tui Ego Iris. That's an epitaph. Something that they feel represents them or just a phrase they liked. What does it mean? Beats me. Any ideas? It looks like Latin, but I don't know what it means either. Time to get Fi! She apparently knows Latin. Did you see this? It looks like there's a keyhole down here near the bottom. There's some kind of tile mosaic at the bottom of the pond. A lion. Oh, lion eating the sun again. A metal scale. There is a plate on each side. On the right plate, gold key, and on the left plate, a knife. Piece of metal. Lever handle. Okay. Looks like there's just enough room for two on this bench. Well, why are you looking at me? Oh, no reason. Damn it, Sigma. You're going to dig up the skunk cabbage? Wait, this is cabbage? Poor thing, it's never done anything to you. Don't worry, I'll replay it when we're done. Looks... These are cabbage? I thought they were, I thought they were calla lilies. Alright, hang on. Where's the shovel? Alright, let's try digging here. Yahoo! Torn scrap of paper. Cool. Combined with the silver key. Where is it? There it is. Combined with the gold key. Now. Paper with dots. This piece of paper has 7 red dots on it and an arrow running down the left side. Maybe we're supposed to read in the direction of the arrow? It looks like the dots are all either in the middle or on the left or right. Is it Braille? Wow, they even made a waterfall. Hold on, doesn't it look like there's something built into the rock wall? Yeah, Yeah, the walkway goes under it, doesn't it? I wonder what's back there. Alright, so we gotta figure out how to stop the water. Is this the puzzle? Is that the solution to the puzzle? Ah, hang on. Alright, God. Yay! The waterfall stopped. The waterfall control panel. Cool. So. Want a coin? Looks like we put coins in these indentations. There are 4 of them. Do you have 4 coins? Not yet. Alright, where's the rest of them? Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna try something. There we go. Handle fits perfectly into the hole. Good, now try turning it. Thanks. We just literally dunked the light into the water. Looks like the light up there went down. Maybe the light was a sort of a surrogate sun. If that's the case, it didn't just get darker, it became nighttime. So the garden needs nighttime? Technically, yes. You don't think of plants sleeping, but they do actually follow a day and night cycle. It's one of the reasons why office plants don't actually do well, because if the lights are on all the time, then the plant's not gonna do well. Or maybe there's some hidden meaning in switching from night to day. Oh, the lion eating the sun. And that's why it dunked in the water. Ooh, there's a star. Hey, look at that! Are these stars? Maybe the idea was that when night falls, the stars come out. That's cute. Well, we've got a few of them. Pink, blue star, yellow star, and a big old red star. The stars showed up once night fell. I wonder if there's some significance to that. Oh, there definitely is. The star is definitely red. The light is right underneath it. This is a big star. So far, I found 1 star. Okay. Looks pretty green. That's a pretty small star. What is this, a scavenger hunt? This one's blue. I feel like I could just reach out and grab it. How romantic. Well, I am a woman. It looks a little large for me to carry, though. I see. 3 stars. It's so small and cute. 4 stars. Right. Hey, stop that. That's apparently not how we use the metal detector. It's too dark to see what's going on. Alright, alright. We'll turn the lights back on for now. No, that's not what we want. It's too bad there aren't any fish. True. Some fish would be quite nice. Yep, this is just shows where they are, so I don't think we have any further use for it, alright? Oh! This one, it's reacting to this onion! Oh my god. This was the only one that got a reaction, right? Freshly excavated onion. Well, time to cry! White coin. Fun fact, if you keep the onion cold, it won't actually make your eyes water when you cut it. That's why I keep all my onions in the fridge. Oh, we didn't want the net. We wanted the metal detector. There we go. Oh, the metal detector seems to be responding to this tomato. Yay, tomato! Combine. Red coin. Now the cucumbers. Oh, metal detector's reacting to this one. Beautiful. Judging by the firmness, thickness, and length, they all look like pretty good specimens. Sigma, no! Oh. You want one of these? Really? Sure. Cool, but... Oh my god. Yeah, you deserved that, buddy. You deserved that. Jesus, even by Sigma standards? Yeah, like, where did that come from? Oh, and this relates to the stars, okay. It's green. I'm thinking this relates to the stars anyway. Boo! Alright, that was not right. Alright. I guess we'll make it night again. There are stars in the water. Congratulations. The star is yellow. I guess you could say it's a typical star. I would say it's mid-sized. 5 stars. Oh, so red at the end, then green, then yellow. And then I guess probably white. Unless the white is supposed to represent the sun, in which case it would be at the end. But still seems technically correct, okay. Bro can't do anything with the lights off. All right. Less than signs? Oh! I thought they were arrows. Wait? Oh my god, alright. And here I was thinking it was the order of the stars. A ballad scale. So weigh the coins with this. Drag the coins and place them on the plate. Alright. So green is heavy. Yellow is still heavier than the white. So red is the lightest, followed by the white. And green's the heaviest. So green, yellow, just check this again. White, then red. Okay. Green, yellow, white, red. Whoa! Jeez. What? They just flew everywhere! Do you think it's broken? Let's see. Oh, I get it. If you use the scale more than 5 times, it triggers the spring, which makes the whole thing shake. I'll do the same thing if you stop using it before you reach 5 times. Oh god, what? Oh god, I've got all the coins. What the fuck? That is the weirdest thing. Alright. So, lesser than. So... white is lesser than red, which is lesser than yellow, which is lesser than Damn it! I hate lesser versus greater than signs. It's pain in the butt. Alright. Still not it, alright. We try this again. Oops, that's not what I meant. Alright. Yellow. Green is heavier than yellow. Green's heavier than white. White is heavier than green, or red, sorry. Yellow is still heavier than red. What? Not again. Can't just take our time here. Girls? The scale might break. Not again. Oh, well, I'm sorry, princesses. Oh, I know, because it's idiotic. Excuse you. I mean, for the people that got stuck in here because the number 9 door, that would, you know, actually be a good thing. Need to be lined up in order of weight. So less than... the red ones. I swear to God I did that. What's that noise? Sounded like something unlocking. Guess it wasn't just a panel. It was an actual door. And there's a screen. Oh, the stars. It's showing 9 stars. What are we supposed to do with them? Try touching them. Press the star buttons in the correct order. The first one was pink. Then blue, yellow, green, red, correct. Oh, it's the wrong shade of blue. God. Pain. Alright, purple. Blue. Yellow. Red. Yay! So that's gonna be one of the passwords. Good work! So I'm guessing some other order is gonna be the other one, the gold file. This room is probably the nicest in terms of puzzles that we've seen this whole game so far. In the correct order. And if we did it reversed? They're like, what are you doing? We solved this. No, we didn't. We're still cooking. Oh, by the size of them. Colors and then size. Okay, that makes sense. So the purple star is pretty itty bitty. Red star is the biggest. So red, blue, yellow, purple green? Alright. Lights on? Alright, so let's try smallest to biggest first. Yellow or green? Purple. Yellow. Blue. Red. Nope, okay. Red. Blue. Yellow. Purple. Green. Yeah, there we go! Heh, thought so. That is probably the easiest gold safe we've done as well. Cool. Alright. This is a safe, right? It looks like one, at least. Alright. Sun and star. Beautiful. Gold file. And the last one. Moon. Whoops. Moon. And sun. It opened again. Looks like there's something inside. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let's have a look at it. First off, looks like a map. Floor B. So A is the top floor and B is the bottom floor. I mean, I know we took the elevator down to get here, so let's keep going. There are more things, and the safest is the key card. It has a moon on it. That means, yeah, this is the moon card the announcement was talking about. There's two of them in here, just like with the sun card. You should take one, Alice. Why? Well, you're solo. Luna and I'll take one, and you take the other one. Right, thanks. So what have we got next? Looks like a piece of paper. Oh! What is this? Some kind of diagram? It doesn't make any sense. Nevada test site, though. So this relates to the fake Mars mission? Oh well, just forget about it for now. We can always come back to it later. There's two more things in here. What's this? IT immunoglobulin? What's immunoglobulin? It's another word for an antibody. You mean like the stuff in your body that fights off bacteria and viruses and stuff? Yeah! So what is this supposed to tell us? Honestly, I have no idea. Alright, and then there's the key. Should be able to use it to open the door. Alright. Let's get out of here. Out we go! 3, 2, 1! Well, that was fast. No sooner had we stepped out of the garden than I saw the three people I had watched leave through the green door sometime earlier. Whoa! What are you guys doing here?
We ought to be asking you the same thing. How'd you get here?
Sigma, hand me the map.
Map? Oh, right. I dug the map out of my pocket and spread it out in front of us.
You three came in through the blue door, right?
Yeah.
And which room did you go into?
The fan-shaped one. It's called, the Bee Garden. The fan shape?
Bee garden?
Oh, that one all the way down there? It's this big dome with a bunch of plants in it. Look, you can see it yourself later, alright?
What about you guys?
Well, after we went through the green door, we ended up in the treatment center.
Ah, the treatment center. And then we met up right here.
So, what's the treatment center? It sounds a lot like the infirmary.
You want to have a look? We can go back to any of the rooms we've already visited.
True.
So?
Sure, let's have a look. We're to be in here before, Quark ends up, ill. After a few moments of brisk walking, we found ourselves in the treatment center. What are those?
They're why this is called a treatment center.
Ah, yes, the magical pods.
Those pods can cure a number of illnesses and even repair certain injuries.
Whoa, that's nuts.
How about you climb in one of them, Dio?
Ha ha ha. See if it fixes his attitude.
Well, maybe it can fix whatever's wrong with your brain.
Jeez.
Hey!
Alright, Dio hasn't really done anything to deserve that. This path, so that's a little uncalled for, Alice. Like, he hasn't really been that much of a jerk to anybody.
You want to start something, lady?
Calm down now, son. You don't cool off a bit, and I'll have to throw you in one of these pods here.
Junpei, I don't think you could lift him anymore. Then again, who knows?
Huh? Why?
Weren't you paying attention? They have a cold sleep function. I figured that ought to cool your head up.
Wait, did you say cold sleep? That's where they freeze you, right? And you can stay that way for a really long time?
Yeah?
Suddenly I'm remembering Ice 9 from the first game.
According to some records we found in here, until about 8 hours ago, there were 3 frozen people in these pods.
Oh shit, we're learning this already?
3 people? Who?
Damn.
You mean 3 of us were?
We don't know. All we found was what was in the logs for the pods.
How long were they there?
No idea. Part of the logs were erased.
Thanks, Zero. A real pal.
All that's left is when the cold sleep function turned off. It records them thawing out, getting up. That's it.
Then they could be anyone.
Well, anyone but you.
What? Why not Alice?
Because you don't need a device like this to freeze Alice. Am I wrong?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Speaking of Ice 9...
You don't need to play dumb. The water in your body isn't normal water. It's something called Ice 9.
So he really is Junpei. I mean, we pretty much were 99% certain after he had a photo of Akane in his pocket. But if he's talking about Alice and Ice 9, then yeah.
It freezes at 96.8 degrees. That means all you have to do to put yourself in cold sleep is drop your body temperature below 96.8. No fancy machine needed.
Where on earth did you hear that?
From Clover.
Clover?
When we were exploring the lounge during the first round.
I see.
What's so funny?
Oh man, you fell for that one hook, line, and sinker, didn't you? Clover was messing with you. That is, if she even said anything to you at all. It was a lie. A joke?
A joke? No, there's no way it was a joke. I'm sure about it. Your body is made of Ice 9.
Well, you're mistaken. It's a ridiculous misunderstanding. An urban legend.
Seemingly no other prompting, Alice launched into a lengthy explanation. Oh boy, here we go. I mean, we know she's the Alice on the ship. It's just she's never gonna confirm it. It went something like this. At some point in the past, someone found a frozen, mummified Egyptian queen. Ah yes, flashback to the first game, everybody. Some dude was obsessed with the Titanic, blah 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 blah. What was curious about this mummy, however, was that it remained frozen at room temperature. People began to refer to her as All Ice, which eventually became simply Alice. Rumors that her body was made of Ice 9 began to circulate, and her bizarre refusal to thaw only compounded them.
They say that the mummy finally thawed, and when it did, it began to move. And ever since then, I've had people say they thought I was her.
What a coincidence. Alice is bullshitting us.
I mean, really, how could anyone believe something so ridiculous?
You work with espers.
The existence of this mysterious Alice and of this ice that doesn't melt are just urban legends.
But why would people make that mistake about you in particular?
It can't just be because your name's Alice. There are tons of Alices.
Is it because of your face and how you look?
Well, it is true that I am both beautiful and elegant. Can I really be blamed if people think I'm an Egyptian queen? I don't think that's the only reason, though. Someone who made that mistake said something to me once. They claimed they'd seen me before. Of course, I immediately pressed the issue. Do you mean the mummy, Alice? I said. When? Where? Of course, they were at a loss. In fact, I began to feel a little sorry for them. So I told them something. If you're so convinced, then maybe I am actually Alice. But maybe I've lost my memory and can't remember who I am. And so on and so on. I'm still not sure why Clover would tell you something like that, though.
So she is Alice. I don't know why she's bullshitting this, but...
Even if she was just messing with you, it seems a little out of left field.
You really think she put that much thought into it? She was probably just screwing with him and it was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe she wanted to see if she could get him to believe something completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I could see her doing something like that. Well, I think that's enough idle gossip for now. The cold sleep business is interesting, but I don't think it's terribly useful. We should go see if the other team has returned to the warehouse yet.
At Alice's request, we made our way out of the treatment center. Sussy Baka! Sussy Baka! She's a Sussy Baka!
It looks like another warehouse.
Sure does.
It looks like the same warehouse.
Except it says Memento Mori.
Hey, look.
3 more doors.
They're all glowing white.
I forget how fast this game actually progresses once you, like, get going. These might be the next set of chromatic doors.
I'd bet on it. Look, they've got the same boxes next to them as the other doors.
So the next set of doors are white?
They haven't all been the same color before.
We definitely need to tell the others about this.
Right. Let's head back to Flore. Where's Corkaroonie? This whole path is weird because the old lady hasn't died either. Beep. Man, we really do spend so much time in this game just going through this, like the travel parts. This could be just an elaborate loading screen, honestly.
Oh, thank goodness. You finally returned. I was beginning to get anxious.
Did something happen?
Yes. It's Quark, you see.
Oh, God.
What? What happened to Quark?
He collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
What?
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. Clover is looking after him, but his condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tenmyoji shoved Kei aside and left through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, then ran Alpha after him. You can't catch a break at any timeline, no! Alright. For the people watching, here's your usual warning about potential suicidal ideation / self-termination stuff. In every timeline so far, this kid has tried to off himself. At some point, he probably succeeds, so there's your warning.
Quark. Come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulder and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing? He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him. What if you make him worse?
She's got a good point.
Then what am I supposed to do? I have to save him.
Save? That seems a little extreme.
Tenmyo. Oh! That's right. Junpei's an Esper. I had that little side theory yesterday that all of the espers in here may be getting information from the different timelines. We know Junpei definitely did in the first game. So does he already know what happens to Quark every time?
Maybe he just has anemia or something.
No, that's not it. I know him better than any of you. He doesn't have anemia. He's never just collapsed before.
Well, then call an ambulance and stop freaking out about it.
Oh, son of a bitch. This is serious.
The infirmary seems pretty well equipped. There are plenty of diagnostic tools, but
Without a doctor, there's not going to be much we can do with it.
Oh, right. Well, we've got Luna.
Luna?
That's right. I remember Dio saying something. You have a medical license, don't you?
Wait, really? Is that true, Luna?
Well, yes, but
You have to take a look at him then. Please. Quark needs your help.
okay. I'll see what I can do.
Why wouldn't you just start immediately helping, though? Why do you gotta
I
wait?
think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an atom. It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
So that thing can tell us what's wrong with Quark?
Yes, I believe it can.
I don't want to rush you, but the sooner the better. Just let us know if you need anything.
Of course.
Here we go again. The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body, and within seconds, his results lit up the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it, and as she read them, Luna's face grew dark. She bit her lip and just stood there for a moment, looking down at Quark before she spoke.
Well, I know what's wrong with him. I feel so terrible saying this, but Quark has an infection. A viral infection.
Oh no.
Oh no. Don't tell me.
Yes, he's been infected with a virus called Radical 6.
Have you heard of this virus? Radical 6, I mean.
Yeah. I told Alice and Tenmyoji about it.
Fi and I heard about it from Luna.
Dio and Luna were two of the first people to investigate the infirmary. They must have seen the newspaper clipping that Quark found. I'd stayed behind after the AB game and they'd all split up and gone into different rooms. It seemed like one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical 6.
No. He can't... How could he have gotten infected? That's not possible.
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? Had Tenmyoji known about Radical 6 before the rest of us?
There must be something we can do! How can we cure him?
Well, Adam says there's an antiviral serum called Excelivir. It's the only way to counteract Radical 6. If we can inject him with some, he should be okay.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be in the infirmary somewhere?
We looked around, but we didn't see anything.
I don't trust a damn thing you say.
Okay, well, look
I'm asking
yourself.
Luna.
I'm sorry, but Bio's telling the truth. We didn't find anything.
Damn it. What about the other rooms? Sigma, what about you? Did you find anything?
No, nothing like medicine. I mean, it was just like a park. Lots of vegetation and stuff, but no medicine.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
We visited the laboratory. There were a number of chemicals and concoctions there, some of which were medicine, but nothing like what we're searching for, I'm afraid.
Oh, that is a bullshit lie. We know Excalivir's in that lab from the other timelines.
Oh god. Then he's going to... Oh god, no.
Look, just to be sure, the three of you went to the treatment center, right? And you're sure it wasn't there?
No, there was nothing even remotely like it. You went there too, didn't you? The only thing in the treatment center are those treatment pods.
Treatment pods. That's it! If we put Quark in one of those pods... For a moment, there was silence.
Quark?
Oh no! This timeline is moving at warp speed!
Oh, thank God. You're awake.
Alrighty, kiddos. If you don't wanna listen to this kid scream about wanting to die, this is your time to mute the stream for like 5 minutes or so.
Get away from me!
What? Quark, what are you...
How did he even get this scalpel though? Like, why was it close to him?
Sorry, Grandpa. I can't. I have to.
Have to what? What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I have to escape.
But how?
Like this.
Quark's hand moved like lightning. He'd grabbed hold of the scalpel and was driving it straight towards his heart. Did we get him? Oh, thank God.
No! Let go! Let go of me!
So this branch, he does not succeed either. Oh, pretty tough for a kid. Guys, I could use a hand here. Stop looking.
Yeah, right.
On it.
Me too.
Stop it! Let go of me, you jerks!
Tenmyoji! What the hell are you doing? Get over here! Tenmyoji! Can you even hear me?
Oh, right.
Damn you! Bastards!
Where'd you learn that word, child?
Why won't you let me go? I have to get out of this body! They can't lock away the soul! Once my body's gone, my soul can escape! Please! You have to let me go! Let me go! I'm trapped here! Let me die! I have to die! Kill me! Somebody! Anybody! Kill me! Kill me!
This doesn't get any easier to listen to the third or fourth time around.
Kill me!
Okay, stop! Stop it! Jesus, this kid's lost it. Somebody get that scalpel away from him! Good! Thanks, whoever that was! Oh God, we didn't even see who did it this time. Every other time, Clover is the one who grabbed it. Well, fuck. He continued to scream and writhe like he was possessed. What are we going to do? We've gotta calm him down somehow.
Luna,
Yes?
are there any tranquilizers in here?
No. Well, I mean,
What?
there's Superel Beta.
Soperil?
That's the anesthetic! The one that's in our bracelets!
Good. Perfect. Hit him with some of that.
What?
I mean, what are our choices?
He'll be fine. It's just an anesthetic, Tenmyoji. It won't hurt him, I promise.
I mean, you can die from going under an anesthetic. That's why an anesthesiologist is there the whole time you're under,
But...
Just hurry up and do it! Come on, Luna!
Okay, let me just... Okay, I've got it.
Good. Wait until he's... Now! Do it now!
Right.
No! Stop! Stop!
oh thank God, I thought the kid was suddenly going to succeed. I thought he was gonna, like, manage to kick away the gun or something.
Respiration, blood pressure, brain waves, everything's normal. According to these readings, he's in a very deep sleep.
Alright, I guess we're good for now.
Yes.
What about the anesthetic?
Quick, put this kid on ice!
How long will it last?
He shouldn't wake up for a few hours.
Man, he sure was strong for such a little guy.
I think that might be the virus's fault. It probably attacks the part of the brain that governs reason. Without anything to hold it back, his body was using every ounce of strength it had.
Yeah? How do you know?
Huh? Oh, well,
How much do you know about this Radical Six?
not much. I probably know about as much as you do.
Sure thing.
All I've seen about it is that newspaper article.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. That the truth?
Why would I lie about that? I've seen other viruses do the same thing. I was just making a guess.
Sigma's like, I don't know about that, but okay.
So when Quark tried to kill himself, are you saying that was because of Radical Six too?
Yes. At least, I think so.
So, what kind of virus is Radical Six?
What are you doing?
I turned and followed Tenmyoji's gaze. Oh, fuck! Alright! Suicide warning still in effect! Oh, no. I kinda suspected this when we didn't see who took the scalpel, but there stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. Apparently she'd been the one to take it away from Quark. The longer I looked at her, however, the more I wondered if she'd taken it to protect him. Or for some other, more sinister reason. She didn't seem stable. In fact, she looked far more like Quark had a moment ago than I was entirely comfortable with. Eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. Alice? Hey, are you feeling okay?
We're all going to die.
Huh?
We're all dead already. Only terrorists would resort to biological warfare. But they will. Soon.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about?
You don't understand? All of humanity is going to die. The virus will spread. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
Wait! Alice! Fuck. We were all too stunned to even try to restrain her. We just stood there as she spun around and leapt through the door. I shook myself and took off after her. But those few moments of hesitation had put too much distance and too many doors between us. Shit. Which way did she go? Right? Left? I was still trying to decide when everyone else poured out of the infirmary.
You lost her.
Yeah, I don't know which way she went.
Well, let's split up and look. Quickly. She can't have gotten too far.
Right.
Look, if you find her, it's probably best not to shout or anything. Just do your best not to provoke her. Understood?
Gotcha.
Tenmyoji, I think you should stay here with Quark. The rest of us can look for Alice. Sound good?
Yeah, I stay here. Got it.
All right, let's move, people. Get going.
We were a little too late, but at Pai's command, we scattered, filtering off into different doors. As I ran, I thought, where should I look for Alice? Perhaps the lounge would be a good bet. No one here, huh? Damn, where did she go? Has anyone checked the room with the bomb? Complaining wasn't going to help anything. I need to go look somewhere else. No Alice here. Shoot. Nothing in the treatment center either. We need to find her quick, or she's gonna do something bad. If we hadn't stopped Quark. I need to hurry. I headed to the garden next. I'd only gone a few steps from the walkway through the grass when I stopped short. Uh-oh. Alice!
There you are. Good. I'm glad you showed up. I just got here a minute ago. She was like this when I found her. When you showed up, I was getting ready to carry her to the infirmary.
And she's, alive?
Yeah. Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She doesn't appear to have any obvious external wounds.
So she's just unconscious.
Looks like it.
What about the scalpel?
Doesn't look like she has it. Figure she probably dropped it on the way here.
Huh.
Anyway, we need to get her to the infirmary. Give me a hand here.
Right. Do we have more of the Soparil? Alice was lighter than I expected, and Fi and I managed to set off towards the infirmary at a brisk pace. Or a brisk trot, rather. Whatever. Potato, potato.
All right, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this.
That necklace is stayed in place by the power of God. That is not how gravity works, unless she's using fashion tape to keep that shit there.
The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
She also has
Her
Radical 6.
results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical 6.
On our way back, Fi had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke. PG-13 powers, oh yeah.
Oh no. No!
What's going to happen to her?
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. There's a special antiviral treatment. Do you know what immunoglobulin is?
Immunogoblin?
It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6. Those antibodies are the basis for Excelivir.
Damn, lucky natural immunity. Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can't we just stick them in those?
Right. I thought of that too. So I went and took a closer look at them. Unfortunately...
They can't cure it.
Correct. They can suppress the symptoms for a while, but they can't kill the virus itself. The only way we can help Alice and Quark is if we can find some Excelivir.
But the pods will keep them from getting any worse, right?
Yes.
Well, then what are we waiting for? One of you, grab Alice. We're going to the treatment center.
Damn. As he spoke, Tenmyoji moved over to Quark and lifted his small, unconscious body off the bed. Quark shifted slightly as Tenmyoji moved him, and something fell out of his pocket with a soft clink. I bent down slowly and picked it up. Huh? Who just frickin' had Excelivir in their frickin' pocket? Quark just had this shit in his pocket?
What?
Well, what is it?
Hold on. There's a name on the label here. Excelivir.
Excelivir! You found it, Sigma! That's the one thing that can cure Radical 6.
What kind of fucking coincidence is this?
Why did Quark have it?
Perhaps he found it earlier.
Earlier when?
We explored the laboratory. It was on the other side of the red door. I happened to notice Quark putting something in his pocket.
He hid it?
Whether or not that was his intention is unclear. I did not have the opportunity to ask, as he collapsed immediately afterwards. It didn't feel appropriate to go digging around in his pockets for it after that. And to be honest, it had also slipped my mind. We were rather preoccupied with getting him to the infirmary as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, fair enough at that point.
Who cares about the details? We have it. Hurry up and give it to him, Luna.
Hey, hold on a minute. What about Alice?
Does it really matter if she goes first or not?
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can do that.
What?
There's only enough here for one person.
Jesus
The
Christ.
only way we have to administer this is with the injection gun. And the way it functions, it uses a whole bottle each time you pull the trigger.
That is the most wasteful medical tool I've ever heard of. Like, oh, this medicine costs 10K, whatever, just gonna use up the whole bottle.
In other words, we can't split the dose in two or something.
Right.
Jesus Christ. While we all stood stunned, Fi moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes and stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her head.
Nothing. That one bottle was it.
Do you think there might be some more back in the lab?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
Oh, God.
Just enough medicine for one dose.
Only one person can be saved.
Who should we give it to?
Alice? Or Quark?
What the hell is this? There's no way we're only going to save one of
What
them.
are we going to do?
Do I have to spell it out? We're going to save them both.
How?
That's... I need to calm down. Think. There had to be some way to save both of them. It was there. I knew it. IT. Immunoglobulin.
Do you know what immunoglobulin is? It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6.
Oh! That's what that frickin' machine was. I forgot about it. IG Replicator.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So if someone here has the right antibodies, they could just make more medicine.
Yeah, probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Any ideas?
Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
That's it! I've got it! The IG replicator in the laboratory. It's an immunoglobulin replicating machine!
What?
I told you I had a nice antibody! just got. Damn! Well, well, well. Wow, that would have sucked to just have the path finish there. It can copy immunoglobulin antibodies. Luna just said Excelsior is made from antibodies. That means we can make more.
Hold on a moment. There is a strange device in the laboratory that says IG Replicator on it. Clover and I examined it thoroughly when we were in that room.
Yeah, we never could figure out what it did, though.
Exactly. My question is, how do you know about it, Sigma?
I saw it when I was in the laboratory.
When was that?
Probably when you were looking for Alice, right?
No. Deal was wrong. I hadn't gone to the lab when I was looking for Alice. I didn't think I'd ever been to the lab. Well, how did I know about the IG replicator?
If what he's saying is true, then we should be able to duplicate the Excelsior. That would mean we could cure Alice and Quark.
Let's go have a look then. The laboratory, right?
Yeah, no time to waste.
They all nodded. Wait. We can't leave them here all alone. Luna, do you think you could stay behind and look after them?
Oh, of course. I'd be happy to.
Alright then, let's go. And we pray to God Alice does not wake up and overpower Luna. Because I don't think they drugged Alice. Quark's not gonna wake up, but... Ah, yes, this place.
So this is the lab, huh?
Yes.
Where's this IG replicator thing?
Right here. See?
So this can copy the Excelsior?
I think so.
What are we waiting for?
Calm down, alright? Don't rush me. I carefully lowered the small vial of Excelsior into the slot on the side of the machine. An empty vial already protruded from the other side. Presumably, that was where the duplicated Excelsior would go. Ready? When I push this button, it should...
Skip it. Just press the damn thing.
Imagine you just ruin the one dose of Excelsior trying to, like, duplicate it. And pressed. That is a lot of freaking noise. Did it work?
Have a look. The empty vial has something in it now.
And the vial Sigma used remains as it was. It does not seem to have lost any of its contents.
So, it worked?
Would have been pretty bad if it hadn't.
Alright, let's get this thing back to the infirmary. I reached down and pulled both vials from the machine, intending to slip them deftly into my pocket. Ah, shit.
What happened?
You dropped one of them?
What in the hell? What if you'd broken it, you idiot?
Sorry. Come on, if it broken, then we could have just made another copy. Before Tenmyoji could have replied, Fi spoke.
Guys?
I was surprised to hear her voice coming from near my feet. I looked down to see her staring intently at something beneath the table.
You see? It did break.
No, the vial's fine. See?
She held it up in one hand, but she didn't move her eyes.
Then what the heck is going on down there?
Take a look.
She slid back from the table quickly and silently. What is going on here? The rest of us bent down to look. Oh, no. I was wondering why he dropped it. True. We had to look under the table. We found bomb number 2. So we know where bomb 2 and 3 are. Where's number 1?
Whoa. Really? That makes 2 then.
Guess Kay was right after all.
He frickin' aw.
So there were more bombs.
So it would seem.
Whoever planted these really wanted to make sure this place gets blown sky high. Like from the analysis Alice and Phi gave about like the antimatter and grams and that stuff, just one of these is enough to probably blow this place up for the most part. Like they were saying, if they were extremely lucky and they got far enough away from the bomb, there was a chance they could survive, because it only would have the detonation power of a ton of TNT. So like these people are really making sure this place is gonna go sky high. Damn. You know, now that I think about it, that means the people who don't get out, like, because we never see what happens to the people who don't make it through the number 9 door. That means the people who don't make it out are going to get blown to smithereens. Anyway. Like, there's no staying in there and waiting for rescue to come. You either get out of the number 9 door or you die. Ugh.
Was this here when you guys came through the first time?
No, it was not.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, and I looked real hard.
As if starving or going crazy was bad enough. I mean, in the pantry, there looked like there was like enough food to last like a number of years at least. So starvation shouldn't have been an issue, but yeah, the cabin fever being in there definitely would have done it. But according to this, because it's not on a timer, it's on a remote detonator, but yeah, I'm assuming at some point, Zero's just like, boop, push the button and
Then somebody must have said it while we were looking for Alice.
Ay, caramba.
Who the hell would do that?
A psychopath? Dio, was it you? We know you're working with Free the Soul.
No, not any of us. I was back in the infirmary.
Alright, point made.
Quark was still out, so I was keeping an eye on him.
So we shouldn't consider you a suspect. Is that right?
That is the idea.
Yeah, Quark's off the list too.
But Tenmyoji, you have no proof that you spent the entire time in the infirmary, do you?
What?
You could have quietly made your way to the laboratory, planted the bomb.
Don't be suspicious.
That's insane. Listen to yourself.
He's listening.
There's no way in hell I'd have left Quark all by himself to go plant a goddamn bomb?
Good point.
Hey, what's this thing?
I turned in time to see her grab something from under the table.
It looks like a memory card.
Oh, we have another memory card for the TV
What was it?
upstairs.
Right under the bomb. It was down on the floor under the table.
Could it have been put here by the same person who set the bomb? There was nothing like it here when we examined this room.
I mean, possibly. Do you think they dropped it accidentally?
Unless it was left here intentionally, yes. I imagine so.
What do you think's on it?
Let's take a look. Could I see it for a minute?
Yeah, I guess so.
I plucked the card out of her hand and looked around the room. Nothing. Shoot. No dice. We'll need to plug it into something that can read memory cards, but I don't see anything here.
So what do we do?
Come on, if I knew that, I'd be doing it.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Oh my god, that's right, we haven't even voted yet.
All players, please enter your votes.
Well, karma came for Alice real good. She's gonna be forced to ally now.
If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed.
Guys, I think maybe we should get back to the top floor.
Yeah, you're right.
This is bananas!
We got what we came here for.
What should we do about the, bomb?
I mean, right now we can't do shit all.
Not much we can do except leave it here.
Mm-hmm.
Alice said it'd be dangerous to touch them.
True, but
Drop it. We can talk about the bombs later. Right now, we need to take care of Alice and Quark.
So we'll go back to the infirmary, give them the Excellivier, then head to the Flore warehouse.
Right.
This ought to do it.
All in the span of 10 minutes? Crazy.
It might take a little while, but they should recover.
Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. She carefully removed the empty vial and placed it gently in the cabinet with the other one. While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cot. They both looked peaceful as they slept. The madness I'd seen on their faces before was completely gone.
Are they really going to be all right?
Yes. The analysis I did on the vials confirmed that the duplicate was real Excellivier. The original was genuine too, of course. Now that they've been treated...
it's only a matter of time before the virus is eliminated.
Yeah, you still gotta give the body time to do its job.
I believe so, yes.
Oh man, what a relief.
No kidding.
I was really worried.
Clover grinned. Agreed. I gave her a reassuring pat on the back.
5 minutes remain.
Time to go!
All right, everybody. We can be relieved later. Right now, we need to get to the AB rooms and...
Damn. Don't even have time to catch our breath.
You'll have like 2 hours to catch your breath after you vote. Don't worry about it. Unless you find another bomb. Or the dead lady. You know, a great many things could go wrong. What is this atmosphere? Huh? Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh, he stayed back in the infirmary.
What?
Why?
Well, when we were all heading out, I noticed he wasn't doing anything. So I asked him if he was coming with us. And this is what I got.
I'm still worried about Quark and Alice. I think I'll stick around and make sure they're okay.
I see. That means that Phi's only opponent will be Dio.
One-on-one, huh?
Ugh.
Damn.
That's cool. Nothing to worry about. I plan to choose Ally. You know why?
Because I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you chose Ally and I betrayed you, your BP would drop below 0 and... well, we know what happens then. I want to win, but I'm not that desperate.
I don't know about that.
You see what I'm saying, right?
What a nice guy, right? I mean, I know I was saying that Dio hasn't technically been an asshole on this path, but I still wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him. And I can barely lift 50 pounds, so there's no way I could even lift this guy, let alone throw him.
Tenmyoji and Dio are a pair. Tenmyoji only had one BP left. Since Dio said he's going to pick Ally, Phi can't really pick anything else.
Oh, that's true.
If she does, Tenmyoji will...
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So yeah, it's just a forced ally-ally situation because both parties stand a chance of, death.
Kay and I are gonna be going one-on-one too, right? Since Quark's still sleeping.
That is correct.
How many BP do you guys have?
I've got 6.
As do I.
So if they both betray each other, no change in BP. This will be a tough one then.
If one of them can get the other to ally, and then betray that person, the betrayer will have 9 points.
Look, Kay, I know you don't really have any reason to trust me, but...
I know. You would like us both to vote ally, yes?
Yeah.
I agree. If we were to both betray, then we would gain no points. We would lose nothing either, but that's hardly relevant. If both of us cooperate, then we will both gain 2 points, which is much more beneficial.
Right. Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right?
Yes,
Promise?
promise.
I also trust Kay about as far as I can throw him, and I would've... And I don't even think I could shake this man's hand.
1 minute.
Oh, Jesus
remaining.
Christ.
Shit, this is bad.
Book it, people!
We need to move, now.
Indeed. Shall we?
DOK Phi and Cloverall took off immediately and headed into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dio went into the room 3, Kay went into room 4, and Phi and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about taking the one on the far left?
Sounds good.
With that settled, we headed into AB room number 1. And is there a body in here this time? Nope. Okay, we're still good.
30 seconds remain until Amberdeck's game polling closes.
It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary. So,
Yeah. You're saying we should pick Ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway.
Yes.
I know. It's not really fair to betray somebody who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Oh boy, is it love he be simpin'! I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nonary game didn't seem so scary.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex's game
Oh,
closes.
boys!
9, 8,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
7,
boys!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I thought it was just, they were just gonna default to Ally while grinning like a bunch of
Round
clowns.
2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Alright, let's go have a look at the results.
Okay.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Ba 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 ba. Oh my god, they both betrayed each other! Wait! What happened? Alice voted betray? They all voted betray. What? Alice woke the fuck up and betrayed us? Forget Clover. What the fuck happened with Alice?
Points have been. Please check your.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No, that's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It was a question I would never know the answer to. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soporil. I blinked, and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Sigma!
No. Why?
My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet, there she stood. An apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Alice. What a bitch. The world was gradually going black, and my mouth refused to form words, but my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Had she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why choose betray? And the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone forever. What the fuck? I am lightheaded. My mind is reeling. Whoa! Alright, bitch, we stab you in the back! This time it's personal! Luna's gonna be pissed at us, though.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Betrayal across the board? We're all just having a bad frickin' day.
You know how, so...
She is not in the infirmary. Bitch is trying to kill me. After the cucumber comment, it was just sort of deserved, but also what the fuck? She had a bunch of points anyway, yeah. She's got 6 points, if I remember right, so. Because the betrayal brought her up to 9, so. Ugh.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7,
It's cucumber season.
6,
I'm not going to be
5,
able to look at the cucumbers in the
4,
grocery store the
3,
same.
2, 1.
My finger slipped. Whoops. Tee-hee.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
I swear to God, it wasn't personal.
Thank you
I
for
just,
your
you know.
participation.
I pushed the wrong button. My finger slipped. Literally, there was just 1 second.
Ambidex gates now opening.
Stuff just kind of happened, Luna. I'm sorry. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room.
Why? What happened to... It's not... I thought...
There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I'd picked Betray instead. Yeah, we just came from the other timeline. The Sigma of the other timeline just like came over and smacked us, rattled our brain around, was like, buddy, don't do this. Don't do this. Anyone who deals with touchscreens know this stuff can just happen sometimes. Honestly, yeah, the amount of times I've tried to hit send on an app and it just would not work and I had to close the app down and reopen it. Why? Who the heck knows? It had almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I'd been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that had moved my finger to the betray button against my will. Right, we should go see the results.
Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple math.
The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran to the projector. Anything to get away from those eyes.
Results from
Now.
round 2 of the Ambidex game.
Let's see if she
will
still
now
betrayed
be
us.
displayed.
Or if we're just an asshole now.
Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Betray and betray. Betray, betray. Betray. Betray! Absolutely 0 points for anyone! Nobody gets points. You don't get point. I don't get point. Nobody gets points. Nobody dies, but no one gets to leave.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. How can Alice's vote be betrayed? That's not possible. Alice! She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move towards us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display.
Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it?
Excuse you, bitch! You would have killed me otherwise.
Coward.
Me, a coward? You've got some balls saying that after you picked Betray. Why are you even here?
You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you.
And so your thanks was to try and murder me.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly.
But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic.
Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache, and I can barely stand. It's horrible.
Yet, you found it in you to drag yourself all the way here and push Betray.
I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could.
So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room?
Yes, right in the nick of time, too. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall.
You did that just so you could betray us?
Right. What? Don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose Betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points.
So you're saying it was self-defense?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Self-defense, my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I'd picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right?
So what if I was?
Are you serious? You would have killed me. Look! I only have 1 BP! You were this close to murdering me! Just admit it. You were planning to kill me so you could escape.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid! You think
I knew you'd choose Betray. There was...
Tell the truth!
That is the truth.
You're fucking lying!
Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone. Yes.
Hi and Dio.
If Dio had chosen Ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she'd chosen Ally, Dio would have killed her.
I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another.
I mean, Alice has a point now, but let's be real, it was the most shocking because no one was expecting her to be here. That's why.
Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen Ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now.
What a nice ending. Nobody trusts anybody. Everybody's out to kill each other. And this still goes on for quite a while. Man. I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. I hadn't realized that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we'd managed to build up had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else. Had it been the boss? Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a breath. Alright, guys, pay attention. You've probably already figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never gonna get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall.
My apologies, Sigma, but I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone.
Okay.
I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution.
Delicate constitution, my ass.
Sorry.
Dio?
Well, in that case...
A25?
Yeah, sorry.
Without another word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit.
See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go.
Hold on! I'm coming! Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know?
I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they'd reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it.
Everyone's gone.
You aren't going to leave too?
No,
Are you sure? I chose betray.
I know, but I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something,
Oh, thank you, Luna.
right?
My chest hurt, and when I blinked, I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Luna, I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
As many times as we want, huh?
Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over, too. Sigma? Could you show me your bracelet? Do you
Why?
remember what Zero Jr. said?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pear. What about you?
I'm a magenta pear.
I wonder what the others are.
They could be anything, I suppose. We won't know until we have a look.
We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So, what should we do now?
Everyone else has gone off on their own.
Yeah. Physically and emotionally, we really don't like how this is going. It won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here.
Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. Something to unite our hearts and minds.
Like the bombs? Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. That seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose betray.
Well, what if we have an enemy?
An enemy?
Yes, a common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance.
After coming back from the lab, I told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quirk the Excelivir. Yeah, that might work. We can figure out which one of us planted the bombs, then everyone else would work together against them.
Right.
Luna, did you set the bombs? But how do we figure out who it is?
Well, do you have any clues?
Clues, huh? Oh, that's right! The memory card! I pulled it out of my pocket and held it out towards her.
Well, What's this?
I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what's on it though. We couldn't find any kind of memory card reader.
Oh, I guess we can't really use it then. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something.
Huh?
Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Theo and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one.
Then...
Yes, I think we can see what's on it. The computer there should be able to read it.
Well... Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover, and Tenmyoji. Quark was there as well, of course, but he was just as we left him, asleep on the bed.
What are you doing here?
I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other as well, real change starts at home. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card, and how we'd come to the infirmary in hopes we could discover the contents of the ladder.
Okay.
Then stick it in already!
Go ahead.
Right. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. What is this?
6 rows, 22 letters each.
It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set.
In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of code or something?
It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern. I just don't know what it is.
Was there anything else on there?
No, it doesn't look like it.
So all we get is this gibberish. Hey, Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up?
Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover?
What do you mean?
Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training?
Training?
This is...
So you do recognize it.
All right, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class?
Thanks, Alice. Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side.
I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization.
Oh,
What?
okay.
They call themselves the Myrmidons.
Ah, Dio! For some reason, I felt like I'd heard that name before.
What are the Myrmidons?
Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization.
So this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs?
Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them.
Then the bomb?
It was said by one of the Myrmidons, wasn't it?
Ah, Dio.
Yes, well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely.
Thanks, Dio. Once again, we all hate Dio. There's our common gold. Yay! Damn, I've got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say?
I don't know. How am I
What?
supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. Without a key, it would take literally hundreds of years to decode.
What about you, Clover?
Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't.
See.
Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice? Clover? Who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code?
That's...
You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just what the hell kind of job is that? I think it's time you told us what you do. I mean, you kind of spilled the beans at this point.
Sorry, but I can't.
Oh my god. Why not?
Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb.
That's idiotic. Of course I'm not.
Really? And where's your proof?
Do you think this guy knows how to handle a antimatter?
For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything.
I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just please tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information. We need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them?
I'm sorry.
Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and run out of the room. Thanks, Alice. So good of you. Hey, wait, Alice! I took off after her.
How long are you going to keep following me?
Until you tell me what you know.
Then why don't you just ask Clover?
Clover?
You already know she works with me.
Well, yeah.
Then why don't you...
I wanted to hear it from you.
Why?
That's a good question. Remember the crew quarters? Or this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you.
What are you talking about?
She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. Ooh, Sigma rizzed her! We walked down the path to where it ended next to the pond. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak.
You don't hate me?
What? Why?
I tried to kill you.
I mean, yes. We certainly aren't in love with you, but you mean in the AB game?
Yes. I was so scared. Who wouldn't be? Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game.
Alice! You're a government agent! You're like an... Hello? Did it still... Oh, okay. Hang on. The app crashed. Give me 1 sec. I wasn't sure if my PC locked up or not.
And then we found
But
that
it's
bomb.
still... This is still running. Okay. Well, that was weird. I've never had the app crash on my phone before. I was like, no! My PC's never locked up unless I was using the capture card. What's happening? We're back. I was scared, man. And then we found that bomb.
I know I probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could.
Anyway, like I was saying, Alice, like I understand like the human emotion to be scared in these situations, but you've been trained for this. You're not supposed to freak out. If you've been trained for this and you're freaking out, it's time for you to get a different job.
Things just went downhill from there.
What do you mean?
I remember hearing that Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anyone was saying, and everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... It's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like I was myself, and it only got worse.
That was probably the Radical Six.
Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. When I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So all I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. It never even crossed my mind that it could kill you.
Well, that's convenient.
God help me, even if it had, I don't think I would have cared. See? I'm horrible.
I mean... I can't argue that. You've been calling us an idiot since we got here.
You hate me, don't you? Just do it.
What? Do what?
Kill me! Get it over with!
What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you.
You're lying. I could have killed you. I would have killed you.
Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense, just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek in awe, taking her tears with it.
Why are you doing this?
Sheesh, the riz!
You know, you kind of remind me of my father.
That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad?
Yes.
Did they have anything to do with the Murmy dolls?
Will you promise not to tell Clover that I cried?
Come
If
on.
you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself. And about the Miradons. Deal?
Sure. My lips are sealed.
Really?
What? Crying? I don't remember any crying.
Good. Alright then.
Her voice actress did such a phenomenal job. Like, kudos as hell. Never mind, that's so bad. I think we're right, and Sigmar is actually much older than he remembers being. Alice took a deep breath and began. Well then, my father is Egyptian, and my mother is French. They met while my mother was in Egypt on vacation, and married shortly thereafter. Damn shotgun wedding. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist, and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Ah, I see. Indirectly responsible for the creation of K. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the United States. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realize something terrible had happened. It wasn't until 7 years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. Damn, you hid that from her for several years? Not even just for, like, you know, a few days? For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realize it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her, as a single mother alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often, when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and in every line of her face, I could see exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything he'd never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. Sheesh! Very smart. To get a full ride? Like, after graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense. Damn, right away? Oh my god, Frosty. Oops, Sigma got downzoned. Hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father, I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organizations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision, but she chose to remain silent about it. Eventually, I learned that the terrorist organization that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time, that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Ah, yes! It's all connected. At the beginning, they were like, we can't figure out why we were all taken. You guys are all connected to, Free the Soul, or whatever that group is called. One way or the other. The Myrmidons apparently believed they could use cloning to create a new race of humans. Now, at last, I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left. Ha ha ha, Dio. We know his name and gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding. But trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumors say he's so old he can't even get out of bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. Interesting. At that point, I hit a wall. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping. That's all I could learn about them. Then, one day, I got a tip that some of them were hiding in a building in the Nevada desert. Ah, yes! Our favorite ship. I headed out immediately. Why were you dressed like that, though? On the way there, my car had some engine trouble and stalled out. I was trying to decide what to do when an SUV appeared out of nowhere. I'll give you one guess who was behind the steering wheel. Clover. Alice just dresses like however she wants? I mean, yes, but that's not really good clothing to wear when you're going to be doing an investigation. That was the first time we met. There were 4 other people in the car with her. When I asked what they were doing, I got what was just about the last answer I'd expected. They told me they'd been locked up inside of the very building I'd been on my way to investigate, and that they were currently in pursuit of the people who had kidnapped them in the first place. My priorities shifted very quickly. After a short discussion, I convinced them to allow me to come along. My hope was to find the people they were chasing, who I was certain were Myrmidons. In the end, however, we were unable to track them down. In fact, I still don't know where they might have gone. Santa and Akane are just too smart! Eventually, I took Clover and her companions to SOIS headquarters. We decided that involving the police would, only complicate things. I'd imagine the sand is quite hot without shoes, too. Literally, that's the thing as well. Like, your car breaking down and okay, wearing whatever clothing you wanted, even if it's impractical, okay. What happened to your shoes? Like, it didn't sound like, you know, she was wearing high heels, and so she took off her shoes to try and walk along the highway or something. I don't know. Though you would literally get blisters on your feet from that, so as much as it would suck to walk in high heels, in a way, it would be better. After some questioning, it was determined that the people who had instigated this particular event were not connected to the Myrmidons. We did, however, discover that the mysterious disappearance and subsequent reappearance of several children 9 years prior was connected to Free the Soul. There was also a sixth person in the SUV, although they weren't riding in it per se. Oh my god, Ace mentioned! A middle-aged man, who I'll just call H for now, had been bound and placed in the trunk. Ah, yes. What was his actual name? Hyoin? No, not Hyoin. Anyway. According to the other four, he had been behind the disappearance of the children 9 years earlier. Hondo? I think you're right, Hondo something. It was like Hondo, but it was kind of weird. Hongo, that's it. Gentaro Hongo. Thank you, Google. He also learned that his pharmaceutical company, a major player on the world stage, was effectively controlled by Free the Soul. More specifically, I suppose, H was a member of Free the Soul and very committed to their cause. Was he hoping that if there was a clone of him, he wouldn't have his, face blindness? So why had he kidnapped all of those children? Apparently it had been part of an experiment designed to test the ability of certain people to access what's called the morphogenetic field. I don't imagine you've ever heard of it before. So I'll try to give you a quick rundown. It's okay. I've watched many a VTuber play Outlast. Simply put, these people can access a sort of field that allows their consciousness to resonate with the consciousness of certain other people. To be honest, it might be simpler just to call it telepathy. The SOIS had heard of this particular ability before and had actually used it in a number of investigations. So I wasn't surprised to learn of its existence. I was shocked, however, to learn that these experiments had been carried out by a member of Free the Soul. If that was the case, then Brother must have known about it. The thought of him discovering a way to control and harness that power was terrifying. It wasn't too long after the incident in Nevada that another tip about the Myrmidons crossed my desk. This time, it claimed that the Myrmidons intended to launch a large-scale biological terrorist attack. My bosses decided that we needed more agents to deal with a threat of that magnitude, and Clover was recruited. Because she'd been a test subject in H's experiment, we knew she had the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we wanted to put that ability to use. After several months of training, she was sent on her first mission, and she botched it. She would be tasked with the infiltration and investigation of the Myrmidon cloning lab. I was assigned to be her commanding officer. I hoped that our investigations might also give me a lead on my father's whereabouts at last. I had a chance to find out what had happened to him. I wouldn't let that chance pass me by. Perhaps that was what kept me from noticing the truth. What truth? Oh, the whole operation was a trap. That truth. The lab was fake, and Clover was captured almost immediately. I got there as fast as I could, but when I arrived, the building was only an empty shell. All of the conspirators who had pretended to be researchers and the like had already fled. I searched frantically for Clover until at last, in a basement room, I found her. She had been tied to a chair, but on the floor next to her was another body. What? Oh! Well then. Hi, Dad. looked as if he had been dumped there, and when I got to him, his body was already cold. He was covered in dark, ugly bruises. It wasn't until later that I learned he had died from ruptured organs and internal bleeding. Oh, that is a horrible way to go. They had beaten him to death. As soon as Clover had been captured, a Myrmidon in a mask had come to visit her. He said that unless she wanted to end up like my father, she would leave them alone and tell her masters at the SOIS to do likewise. In retrospective, they must have known who I was and who my father was. That was why they'd killed him. Perhaps they thought they were sending a message to me, or that once he was gone, I'd lose my reason for chasing them. Apparently, dude was working for a terrorist organization for like 20-something years, give or take. Long enough, because Clover was like 9 years old when he got kidnapped. They were very, very wrong. I took Clover with me and left. I tried to console myself with the fact that I had at least been able to save her. Sometime later, I received a call from the coroner. He told me there was something I needed to see. There in the morgue was my father, cold and pale on a steel table. Could barely stand to look at him, but the coroner insisted. On his arm were 2 rows of numbers comprised of 8s and 9s. It took me a moment to recognize my father's handwriting. He had carved them into his own skin. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! On his chest was another message, but they were letters this time, not numbers. Not many, just enough to make a short sentence. I love you, Alice! What? I broke down crying right there in the morgue. They were the first tears I'd shed since the operation had started, and there was no stopping them. There would be no forgiveness. Not for the monsters who'd put my father through this. They destroyed my family. I would make them pay, even if I had to die to do it. That night, I made a promise to myself. I would avenge my father. It didn't take long to figure out that the numbers he'd written were latitude and longitude. They pointed to a chemical factory that had been disguised as an abandoned building. Further investigation revealed that it was the motherlode we'd been looking for, the headquarters of the Myrmidons. I think my father must have known how things would turn out. Knowing he was going to die, he'd ran the directions to our enemy's fortress on his own body. He'd sacrificed too much for me to waste this opportunity with recklessness. This time, our operation would succeed. This time, I wouldn't let my excitement put Clover or any other of my agents in danger. So we took our time, we gathered information, we did our research, and we planned. How did Snake not wring her neck for this, though? Finally, we were ready. December 25th, 2028 was going to be the day we finally set foot inside the Myrmidon stronghold. But then, on the 22nd, only 3 days before the operation was scheduled to begin, a man in a gas mask appeared. So you inhaled that gas, passed out, and woke up here in the AB room?
Yes.
Pretty crazy.
Well, there it is. Everything that's happened with the Myrmidons and me. I left a few of the details out, of course, but you get the idea.
Yeah, thanks. She gave me a sad sort of smile and stood up.
We should go back.
Not yet. Your story explained a lot, but there's still one big question.
Which is?
Who here is a Myrmidon? One of us planted the bombs. Based off the code we found, it's pretty clear that person is a Myrmidon. Right?
Yes.
And I agree that we need to figure out who they are.
What do you propose we do?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about. Do you have any clues?
Clues? Well, if I could decrypt that code, it might tell us something, but
How can we do that?
I told you, we need a key. Without that, it's pointless.
What's the
A
key?
key is a key. It allows you to sort of unlock a code. Myrmidons usually use this huge string of numbers as a key.
Wait. Long string of numbers? Could that be... Ooh, we cooking! Seven 838036109883809 42419905551.
What the hell?
He was convicted of a string of numbers. Open the fifth lock. I was almost as surprised as she was. The numbers had just kind of appeared in my mind, and I was saying them before I knew what I was doing. Alice looked at me incredulously, and I stared back.
Where did... Wait, can you say that again?
78153-61098-83809 42419-90551.
That's 198,449,351 to the third power.
Damn, math whiz. What?
That number you just told me. Prime factor decomposition on that number gets you 198,449,351 to the third power.
You're talking about reducing an integer to a series of prime numbers that you multiply to get it to... Right? I don't even know what that is! I don't know what that is! Alice, please talk to me like I'm stupid, because I am! I don't know math! This hurts. Like, if you have 30, then you get 2 times 3 times 5, right?
Exactly. You probably learned that in junior high, right?
No! No, I did not! If I did, I have no memory of it. So you're saying that 198,449,351 is a prime? And if you multiply it by yourself 3 times, you'd get 7815361098838094241990551.
Yes.
Hi, Rat. That is the exact mood. Oh, don't tell me you just did all of that in your head.
I did do all of that in my head.
Jesus Christ, woman. Why are you a secret agent? You should be working for NASA.
Simple mental arithmetic.
Alice, I have a confession to make. I can't even calculate sales tax in my head. You're telling me you freaking calculated prime derivatives and... Fuck. What? No! No way! That's impossible! Man, what was simple about that? Geniuses are just built different. Like, Jesus Christ, woman. Alice is finding X before we find the back of her hand? Fuck.
I told you, I'm better at math than most people.
That's not being better at math. You're a human freaking calculator. That's not better at math. Yes.
Look at you. You just recited a huge string of numbers. That seems pretty astounding, too. Where did you find that number anyway?
He's an Esper, though. That's a little different. That's got nothing to do with intelligence. I didn't know what to say. What would I tell her? That it just came to me?
Can't tell me, huh? Fine. I'm pretty sure that's the key to the code, though.
considering she works with espers, she would probably be extremely open if he's just like, I don't know, the information just sort of appeared in my head. She would probably be like, okay, either you are the enemy, or you're an esper and you got the information from the Myrmidon.
I know the Myrmidons use prime factors for their keys. And there aren't a lot of 25-digit numbers that turn out to be the third power of a prime number. I think there's a very good chance that number you memorized was specifically created by someone.
Could you explain that with small words?
Well, look at the prime factors of your number. 198,449,351 to the third power. I think that's our hint for cracking the code.
It's only a hint, it's not the answer.
You still don't get it?
No! We're stupid!
Try to remember the code we saw in the infirmary.
Just crack the code for us, Alice. You don't gotta explain it all. Our brains are too small. We don't have enough wrinkles on our brains.
What did it say on the monitor?
I think the first row was... How the fuck did you remember that? CQUJHNMTEONERIXDFMIOVP.
On the second row?
Oh god. BYOLYXYBXSVEQGTX. No, GTKRTLED. I think. Then they just repeat.
Wow, you've got a pretty impressive memory.
It's the only thing Sigma has going for him.
We could really use someone like you back at the...
Well, keep going. How do we decode that?
You use 198,449,351 to point you to the right letters.
And how do we do that?
Well, the first number is 1, so take the first letter. The next number is 9, so go 9 letters over from the first one. Then 8 from that one.
C. C, E. No, C-O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. C-O-M. Communication?
Just keep going until you get something. Make sense?
I ran over what she said in my head. The prime number Alice had given me was 19844 9351. So what would we get if we picked out letters like she'd explained? First letter would be C from the top left. Then you'd move and you'd get O. Then 8 more to the right. Eventually we'd get a word. That word was... You have 6 chances, fail, and the game is over! Damn, Jesus Christ, why can't you just tell us? Alright, I got the first 3 at least. C-O-M. Four more. 1, 2, 3, 4. E? Computer? 1, 2, 3, 4. No complete? They want to make you feel good about yourself after that? You know what? Okay, I'll take it. I appreciate it. Alright, so C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, O. I'm just like going over it just to make sure, you know, I'm not forgetting a number. We got 1, 9, 8. 1, 5, 6, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. L. And 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Complete. Yeah, it's complete. The next one's a T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E. Yep, there we go. E. Complete. D. Completed. God. I was like, complete? D? The code sheet won't be displayed when you input your answer, so it would be wise to solve it now. Thanks. Remember, this key is 198449351. Closing this window will take you to the input screen. They really wanted to tell you. They wanted to make sure you absolutely know. COMPLETED. Completed. I did it! Completed! That's the answer!
Completed? Are you sure?
Yeah, I did exactly what you told me to do, and the word I got is completed. Well, actually, it's completed. The code and the letters repeat every 2 lines. It just repeats.
Well, I can't remember the code like you can, but if you're certain, I believe you.
I'm definitely certain.
All right, then. I wonder what completed is supposed to mean, though.
What? Aside from the obvious, you mean? I'm guessing here it means mission complete. So that's what that transmitter was for.
Huh? What are you talking about? What transmitter?
I barely even heard her. Suddenly, my mind was full of memories that hadn't been there a moment before. Oh boy. It was like a wave had washed away the sand, revealing a bed of precious gems underneath. Bro's brain is about to pop. He knows it's Dio now, though.
Holy Brother, Holy Master, my sacred mission is at last complete. With these 2 hands, mankind is saved. I am your well-made flesh. In your name, I give thanks.
Damn. Damn it! Why hadn't I realized it before? I can remember a series of numbers, but not this! At least I remembered it now. Dio was a member of the Myrmidons, and Faya told us not to forget it. And not just any member, he was their leader. That meant he had to be the one who'd planted the bombs.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then answer my question. What the hell was that? What's this about a transmitter?
I didn't trust myself to try and explain it to her. More than likely, she'd just think I was insane. She just told you they work with espers! Before I could barely make sense of this, even I could barely make sense of the sudden influx of new information.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of the Myrmidons.
If I was, do you really think I'd reveal myself like this?
Point.
Out of nowhere, Clover appeared. Oh no.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Really?
We're all down in the Floor B warehouse. Well, all of us but Luna and Clark.
Oh no.
Why?
We've still got 45 minutes until the white doors open.
I know that.
Oh. Okay. Hey, wait a minute. Thought Yuki and Quark didn't know about the white doors.
Tenmyoji told us about them. He said he'd
Aye.
show us where they were, so we all followed him down to the Floor B warehouse.
I'm assuming you left Quark with Luna?
Yeah. Anyway, when we showed up, Vi and Kay were already there. Well,
So?
all of a sudden, Vi, Tenmyoji, and Dio all started yelling at each other.
What?
Why? Did something happen?
Oh. Yeah, that would do it. According to Clover, the last AB game had been the cause of their fight. Oh no. Even though Tenmyoji only had one BP, Fi had chosen Betray. They'd started to fight, and since Dio had pressed Betray on behalf of his team, eventually he got dragged into it too.
That seems odd. Vi only had one BP too. Her choice seems like a perfectly valid defensive move.
Ugh, just come with me. Kay's trying to calm them down, but there's only one of him.
Okay. Come on, Alice, let's go. Oh my god, it is almost 11 p.m. though, so we gotta stop here, sadly. 11 p.m. is the absolute latest I could go, unfortunately. Cause you know I still gotta shower, and I have to be places in the morning, like places that decide whether or not I can pay rent. Oh my god, though. I'm glad we decided to do an extra round of this game this week. We got quite a bit of distance. So, let's see. Flowchart. Okay, we're actually almost done this path from what I'm seeing. Was expecting an Alice ending at that point? Yeah. I mean, we're close. I'll show you guys. See? We're really close to the end of that path, though. So next time we play it, I was thinking this week might be a little loosey-goosey in terms of what we play, just because I'm trying to finish games that we're really close to finishing, so that with Tsukihime, Luigi's Mansion, and ZZZ coming out within the next couple of weeks, I wanted to like try and clear out some space. As well as there's a bunch of demos as part of Summer Games Fest that I want to try. So yeah, we're really close to the ending for this path though, and then we're only gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 branches left. So we're really close. We're really close. So yeah, we will play more of this on Friday. Oh yeah, and I mean, since United fights next week, that kind of throws pretty much everything into a loop if I want to stream it, so. But yeah, we will play more of this on Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow, what we will do tomorrow. Either it's gonna be Ace Attorney or it might be more Little Goody Two Shoes because we're close to the ending. We're close to the endings for both of those technically. So keep an eye on Twitter if you really care to know. Otherwise, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But for now, that is it for me. Oh god, time to go throw myself in the shower and get ready for bed and hopefully fall asleep on time. Part of the reason why I usually finish at 10 p.m. when I stream during the week is I have a really hard time falling asleep, so I have to make sure, you know, I'm actually lights out in a bed like an hour before I want to be asleep, so. Alrighty, time to get myself out of here. Thank you guys for keeping me company. This was a wild AF ride today. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, night. Alrighty guys, that's it for me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. If it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time I see ya, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Mwah.